Welcome back to the FMA Debrief. Today I'm here with Dan Davis, our editor-in-chief of the Fabricator, and we've been talking about the state of the industry. We're about halfway through the year, and we've seen this really reflected in this year's FAB40 list. So what's going on?
Yeah, so our FAB40 list, where we do a survey of the metal fabricating community, mainly from our subscribers. We send out 13,000 emails and get feedback from them in terms of their revenue for both last year and this year. What we have found is that business is pretty good. Even given the tumult associated with the tariffs and uncertainty in terms of industry sectors, people keep plowing ahead, and that's also indicative of the stories we've gotten from some of the reporting that Tim Hessen has done with some of these fabricators.
Yeah, so what's really standing out on the list?
Yeah, diversification.
Okay.
Those companies that have been able to grow their business by being associated with sectors such as the data center and the power generation required to run those data centers, that's a really hot area.
Sure.
Also, the diversification allows them to balance out their portfolio. I think one of the fabricators interviewed in the story calls it like a diversified manufacturing mutual fund. Safe, and also the ability to see your revenues grow by making sure you're working with multiple customers over multiple industry sectors.
Yeah, sounds good. So there's a lot going on. Big list to check out, right?
Yeah. It's really indicative of the overall metal fabricating market, whereas this list is dominated by larger players. Even though our community is made up of a lot of small and medium-sized shops, it is reflective of the opportunities out there. If you just look at reporting from like 2020, if you take our top 10 players in the FAB40, their revenues have grown by 70%. So we're talking $3.1 billion.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot of growth in a short amount of time. And frankly, even, as we said, even with some of the news from earlier in the year, people are still positive. 34 of the 40 companies project to have increased revenues for 2025. So, and this information is collected in the first quarter of this year. So it's not like it's dated. These people still remain optimistic for the metal fabricating business.
Yeah, that's exciting. Good. Well, great. Where do we find it?
In June, you'll see it in the Fabricator, the actual print pages for those that get it. For those that don't, we'll be sharing some of the story vignettes on the fabricator.com. Be sure and check that out. I'm sure you'll also see some of the promotion for the stories on our several social media channels. Be sure and check it out. I think it's very informative and should fire you up for the rest of the year.
Awesome. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
So start at thefabricator.com to check out the FAB40 list for 2025.